Hi, I am Dr. Jody Manton. I'm with the faculty of the Counselor Education program at LSU. And I am making this video to provide a demonstration of how you will use our CCSS, the Counseling and Counselor Skill Scale, through the program Microsoft Forms. So if you'll bear with me for one moment, I'm going to share my screen. All right, so you should be seeing now the form for Microsoft um, forms for the counseling and counselor skill scale. Um, there's going to be a different form each semester, and your the university supervisor will send this to you for you to complete for your practicum student or your intern. Um, so I'm just going to go through and show you how you'll complete the form. So you'll select whether the student is in practicum or internship, whether you are completing it for the midterm or the final, your site name, we'll just put LSU here, the student's first name, we'll say Jane, and last name, and then your name. Whether you are the university supervisor or the site supervisor, for all of you, likely would be the site supervisor. Although I know some of our university supervisors may use this video as well. Then we have our description, and this is similar to the description that you would see in the practicum or the internship handbook that you should have received at the start of the semester or the start of the year. Um, but really kind of looking at how are we rating the student skill development using this 1 to 7 scale, um, and kind of breaking down what each of those might mean. So you can definitely read through that so you can understand why you might use a certain score um, for students. As you can see, that score 4 is that the student is on target with regard to the skill, and looking at that within where they're at in their training program. So we're gonna say the student is on track um, with their skill development. You can also put any, you have to put a rationale for a score of a 1 or a 2 or a 6 or a 7, but you can also put any feedback for any of your scores that you might want to include here as well. So just for demonstration purposes, going to move right through. Um, each of these sections, right? So we have our first section, building trust and rapport. The second one, encouraging exploration skills, deepening the session. And this next section, encouraging change. So setting goals and making a plan for those goals. The students' theoretical or other professional knowledge, their sense of professional responsibility. And hopefully, when you're actually completing this, and I know when I'm actually completing this for a student, I definitely spend more time on each of these, but for the purposes of the video, wanted to move through this very quickly. Their competence, maturity, integrity. Um, then here, how would you compare um, Jane or whatever student it is that you're evaluating to other students that you've supervised in the past in terms of their preparation for internship? Um, so maybe we'd say Jane is well prepared for internship. Um, an area for growth is case formulation. And then any additional comments, this might be where you give feedback, both again, those areas of strength and areas of growth. And then um, typing your name here. And usually here we would ask that you put your credentials. Then this is the part where you'll have the option to save the form. So you filled out the form completely, and you see here it says you can print a copy of your answer after you submit. So click Submit, and it'll take just a moment. And then in order to be able to print the response, you can come up here to these three dots where it says Print Response. You can click on that, and you'll see here that you have the option to print your response. One thing that I'll point out is that sometimes you might need to take the margins off because if you leave it at the default setting, it does cut off the number 7. So you would change your margins to default or to none, from default to none, and that will make sure it includes the 7. And then you can print this, you can save it as a PDF. So that you can then share it with your supervisee, review it with them. And we do encourage that you review the form with your supervisee so that they can hear from you, get feedback from you, both about their areas of strength and their areas for growth. Thank you so much for all the work that you do for us as site supervisors. It's such an essential and invaluable service that you provide for our students and for the profession. And I hope this video has been helpful in terms of navigating how to submit the form and save a copy of it. Thank you.